we had a little bit of downtime when there was major stunts doing, because your stunt double would do like the hard stuff, and we had a lot of downtime, and I would be knitting. I taught Charlie how to knit. Everybody in the crew starts knitting. You got everybody making hats and sweaters. It was the opposite of like the cool characters we were playing on screen.
Let's bring out Krysten Ritter! Yeah, Krysten, how are you? There we go. How you doing, Krysten? It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody.
Welcome to LA Comic-Con.
Am I on? Do I need my own mic?
No, I think you're solid. I think you just got to be like it. Yeah, there you go.
Or just talk into
there
it.
You go.
Okay.
I think you can pull it off if you want.
All right, might as well. Thanks.
There we go, making magic happen. I remember coming back here, I was just saying that when it was Stan Lee's Kamikaze, I'm going to go ahead and assume this is not your first LA Comic-Con.
It actually is my first Los Angeles Comic-Con.
Is it really?
I think so.
Is it one of the situations where you do so many of these that...
No, I don't do very many.
Really?
We just did San Diego for Dexter Resurrection. Was anybody there?
You're fantastic as Mia.
Thank you. And everybody asked me if that was like my 20th Comic-Con. I was like, this is actually the second time only I've been to San Diego Comic-Con.
So this is a rarity, folks. So I'm just going to let you know right now, please meet her at her booth because you're not going to get very many opportunities.
I've been working a lot this year, so I haven't been making it out. So thank you so much for coming to see me.
Yes. First question I have for you is that I love coming to this convention and seeing the cosplay because it is outrageously awesome. I know there's a cosplay contest later tonight, but what are you a big fan of? What is your fandoms when you come out to these things?
I love to see I love enthusiasm and passion, and I think like that is so obvious when you come to something like this, and it just like feeds me as a human and an artist. And I love when everybody like shows up dressed. I love when I see some Jessica Jones and some Janes from Breaking Bad. It's all so exciting to me.
Now, if you weren't up on this stage with me and you could be a cosplayer and live autonomously, anonymity, have your anonymity with these folks, what would you cosplay as walking around the floor?
I would probably draw more attention to myself because I would go, what would you do?
That's a good question. You know what? I'm a big Squid Game guy, so maybe one of the Squid Game characters.
Yeah. I would probably do like something from Beetlejuice or the Addams Family.
That's a good
Obviously.
choice. That's a good choice. Any particular character?
Well, last year for Halloween, I was a soul sucker. Obviously, this is a very easy, low-lift costume for me. I also have been Morticia and Wednesday.
Oh, that's great. I love that. So do you go all out on Halloween?
All out. Oh my God, you should see my house.
Really?
I've already decorated. I'm so into Halloween. So is my son.
Are you a family costume type of person?
Oh yes. We're already figuring out our costumes.
Well, what are we going with this year?
I don't know what something Minecraft, I think. My son wants me to be Malgosha, but I have not found a costume for Malgosha yet. So I don't know.
I think your house is the house to come to for the Halloween party. I feel like that you guys turn it up to the next level.
We're already decorated. It's not even like... We're not even in October yet.
Hey, listen, I wish Halloween was 3 months long instead of 1 day long. I'm just saying.
Totally, I'm the same way.
Love it. Now, getting into this crazy world of acting, was there a performer that you looked up to and said, you know what, I want to do this for a living? And what role did they just wow you in, if that was the case, that wanted you to become an actor?
You know, I didn't really have like one thing. I mean, I was a really big fan of Jim Carrey, and I would watch his stuff and all of his funny faces that he would make. And then I think now I always look to the really amazing character actors like Jamie Lee Curtis and Allison Janney and those kind of women who are always just showing up in something and making some noise. And I think that's kind of what I'm really into right now, is like, if you're gonna show up, you're gonna shake things up.
You had a dream come true recently then, because you were just in the most recent Sonic movie. Yeah. And you got to share the screen with Jim Carrey.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
I was really worried that I was gonna cry when I met him. I was so overwhelmed because he is like such an icon to me, and I would just like be a kid watching his movies and like rewind not to age myself, but I would rewind the VHS and like start it again and watch in living color. And being in the same room as him was insane. And doing a physical comedy scene with him, and he was so generous, and we really hit it off.
Yeah, you guys have great chemistry. And it's Jim Carrey.
I know.
Like, it's wild. Now, Jessica Jones is a character that, when I saw that show, I was blown away.
Thank you.
It was absolutely incredible, but it's a character that kind of redefined what Marvel superheroes can be. It's a character that's messy, flawed, but very human. What attracted you the most to a character like Jessica Jones?
Oh my God, how layered and complex and truthful and what a deep, rich history she had. It was just drama first. Melissa Rosenberg and Scott Reynolds, our main writers, had come from Dexter, and it was like always like we just treated it like boots on the ground, and I just started to believe that I had super strength and I could fly, and it was just, to play a character who puts one foot in front of the other, has had so much trauma in her life, but she still shows up. Like that badass, that bravery, that power, there's nothing like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, we just had Mike up on stage, and he was talking about...
Today?
Just right before you were here. We were just talking to him about when you guys all did the Defenders together, and he talked about, he shared a memory with us. Who was here for Mike? Who saw Mike's panel? There we go. He just shared a memory with us about how you were knitting on set. That was the memory that sticks out the most. Then he would see Charlie knitting on set as well. So when you guys all re-teamed for the Defenders, what was the memory that stuck out to you? And are you like really good at knitting?
Yeah, I'm really good at knitting. I have like a whole side hustle of knitting. Not like the most obvious craft.
Go to her booth. She's selling stuff. No, that'd be amazing, right?
Yeah, so when we were on the Defenders, the workload was really split up between the four of us, and we had just come off like really successful launches of our own shows, and it was just like really positive and great energy, and we had a little bit of downtime when there was major stunts doing, because your stunt double would do like the hard stuff, and we had a lot of downtime, and I would be knitting. I taught Charlie how to knit. Everybody in the crew starts knitting. You got everybody making hats and sweaters. It was the opposite of like the cool characters we were playing on screen.
That's a great way to pass the time, though, and learn a new skill, I feel like.
It was a really great way for me to not to stay in the darkness when I was doing Jessica Jones. Like, when I first started, I thought I had to get in the headspace and stay there. And then as you continue on, you realize that's not how you're going to be able to have longevity. So knitting allowed me to like snap out of it and have that meditation, but stay focused, but not stay in such a dark head place.
The one thing that sticks out to me probably the most about Jessica Jones, that it allowed all of you guys as actors to really show your range.
Yeah.
You really got...
It's so rare.
Yeah, you had so many layers to your character, but also this is a side of David Tennant I didn't even know existed.
I know,
right?
he's so great.
I just knew him as the Doctor, and he was this creepy dude as Kilgrave, and my goodness, he turns it up. And also, Eka Darville. Like, he's incredible as Malcolm in the show. Talk to me about working with those two in particular on the show.
So David is like such a master class watching him act. There were so many times where, I'm listening to him and I would just be watching him like, wow, what is he doing? I always say that his acting is like jazz. You never know where it's gonna go, but somehow it like blows your mind. Sure. And then Eka was so hardworking. I adore him. He's a very close friend of mine. And I think the material was so great on that show and the writing was so great. It gave everybody an opportunity to really show up and do their best. Yes. And that doesn't always happen. It should, but it doesn't always happen.
I feel like that work ethic kind of transcended not just from everybody working on the show in a production or story-driven type of way, but also to you guys as actors. Because I know that all of you guys did a lot of research for each one of your roles to really get into the mindset of these characters. Was there any story that you read during your research for Jessica Jones that didn't quite make it to screen that you'd still like to explore?
A storyline that we didn't do?
Yes.
Not that I can... Well, yeah, there's some stuff that I would like to...
There. What was the pause for?
Well, I can't. I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay,
fair enough. There was definitely some stuff I wanted to explore and would love to explore.
TBD then. I'm just going to take that as TBD. Listen, we know that Daredevil Born Again exists.
Yes, and I'm back as Jessica Jones.
We know that you're back as Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
which is amazing. Because I know that you did the Sonic press junket, and I'm sure you got asked that question a lot.
Oh my God, it was so hard.
And that must have been the hardest thing for you not to.
It was starting to get so out of control. Like I would just be asked about it over and over and over, and I was constantly trying to find new ways of saying, I don't know, I hope so, but knowing full well. But I'm so excited to be back and putting on those boots. It was like no time had passed, and she is back and badass and tough and just back in a very big way.
Have you already finished shooting?
Is that public? That
Well,
you're not getting anything from me. You're not getting no headlines
I don't
from
know.
me.
I thought I read that you guys were done shooting. I could be completely
Yeah,
wrong.
I don't know.
TBD. We're also going to do TBD on that one, too. Look, over the years, Jessica has become a symbol of resilience for a lot of fans. Have people shared their stories with you about how Jessica touched them? And has that changed maybe the way you view Jessica or your time on the show?
Yes. The fact that Jessica has resonated with people in this like deep, profound way has changed my life.
Really?
Yes. It's not just like a cool acting role. She means something to so many people. And I feel like she's also given me strength. She's like having her and playing someone with that much weight that she's carrying, and the fact that she still shows up, and she's so tough and she's so cool. She's protected me in times when I've been down, having her in my cells, and getting to connect with people who have been through similar situations as Jessica is so meaningful to me. It just takes it beyond like just a superhero or just an acting role. Like this is a profound figure that people really resonate with.
I think that's what the Defenders stuff did so well, right? Is that it really had these characters that we all know from the fantastical Marvel world, but it really grounded them in a way that it was almost looking at a reflection of real life just told through more of a superhero lens in a way. But the thing with Jessica Jones that I loved was that I felt like the character was relatable in so many ways to everybody. But what's one thing that Jessica Jones taught you as a character that you kind of carry with you?
I think the fact that even when it's hard, you show up. And even when you don't want to, like, stick up for the little guy. And I think that's something that has really just gotten into me. And I'm so proud that I got to play this character because it's had such a big effect on my life personally and professionally.
Now, we all know that Marvel is known for their secrecy and their Marvel security. I'm pretty sure there's snipers up here looking at us right now as we have this conversation. But when you first auditioned for Jessica, did you know what the role was?
No.
You didn't have any idea?
I knew nothing. I just heard it was like a Marvel superhero, and I was like, well, obviously that's not going to be me. And I read the scenes, and they were so layered, and who knew I would get the part? But I just didn't see myself that way. I didn't know that they were doing something like so edgy and so cool, and so left of center. Sure. You know, I auditioned for the role for the first time in October of 2014, and at that point, like, they weren't really making leads of shows that looked like me. It was like the more typical whatever. And so it was a really big deal. And I think it showed that audiences were ready to see more complex, messier, relatable, grounded characters like that. It
really shows that this grounded universe really can fit into this larger Marvel picture. Now that you're back for Daredevil Born Again, I'm not going to ask you any spoilers because I know you wouldn't tell me anyway. But what I will ask you is how much of the character's trajectory has been explained to you at this point already?
I can't. There's nothing I can say really. I'm really excited about where it's going. There are more layers and more depth and changes. And she's back and bigger than ever.
It's interesting watching you squirm up here when these guys got to go.
Because I don't want to get in trouble.
I get you.
I've been doing this a long time.
I get you. I'm not. Yeah. Totally. But I do want to ask you about one of my favorite roles that you've done as Chloe in the Bee in Apartment 23.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Absolutely amazing show. I was actually just rewatching that show recently because it's just so good.
So funny.
Talk to me about working on that show and the vibe of that show.
Oh, my God. It was so funny all day. I would drive home some days like crying because I knew it would never be this good again. And any opportunity that you have where you're laughing in a scene, you're laughing between scenes as well. And it was just always finding a way to like sink in deeper to the character, find things to improvise. Even if it was like, I remember one time I improvised like smacking a TV. It was so stupid, but it ended up being like in the show, and it's really funny. It's just like any little thing you can find, you want to make the writers laugh. Like that's your goal. You just want to make people laugh. And it was just joy. And I am like dying to do a comedy like that again.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it would be fun for you to start a podcast and just start reliving some of those old episodes.
Totally.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Totally.
Now, I've read that you're a Dexter super fan.
I love Dexter.
Like
yeah.
you were on board with Dexter way from the beginning.
Yeah.
I heard that you also auditioned for like a role
and booked.
And booked it, but you couldn't do it.
That's right. So way back in the beginning of my acting career, I just got to LA and I was pounding the pavement, going to like all these auditions a day, and I booked a small role in, I think it was season 1. Tony Goldwyn was directing. It was a co-star role, but I also booked my recurring role on Gilmore Girls the same day. So obviously I had to take the bigger real job, and that was a great show for me to be doing. And it's kind of, I was sad to not be able to do it because I was a fan, but it's a nice little lesson in like trusting the process, because here we are all these years later and I have an amazing role on Dexter Resurrection.
I know, it was just waiting for the right time for all the pieces to come together. But let's talk about Mia for a second, because that's another layered character.
Oh, yes.
Talk to me about how the character was pitched to you and what really intrigued you about that role.
Well, Scott Reynolds, who worked on Jessica Jones, him and I were texting about restaurants in Pasadena. And I was like, what are you working on? And he said he was doing Original Sin. And I was like, oh, is there anything for me on Original Sin? Because it shoots by my house.
Sure.
And he was like, no, we're pretty much like wrapped up. However, would you be interested in being on Dexter Resurrection? And I was like, yes, absolutely. And then sure enough, something came in. And he just said, like, Ritter, I wrote this for you. It's a choice role. And I read it and I was like, oh my God, so good. It just got better every scene. I was like, candy.
That's amazing. Now, you were just talking about Pasadena. Where is the best place to eat in Pasadena?
You know what? I forget the restaurant. It was an Italian restaurant. Do you know?
I hardly go to Pasadena, but when I do go, I think I literally just go to BJ's and what's the other one with the Yard House. So I'm pretty basic when it comes to restaurants in Pasadena.
Yeah. I'm not an expert on Pasadena at all.
Now, I want to talk more about Jessica Jones just real quick, though, because you guys shot in New York, and I feel that like shooting in New York gives you a completely different vibe. It brings so much energy to what you guys are doing. Talk to me about working in New York and being immersed in the energy working on Jessica Jones and Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, I love shooting in New York. Dexter also filmed in New York.
Dexter, yeah.
And I was a New Yorker and lived there, but it's a very different experience when you're on a show and you're in that bubble. Any direction you look, it's gonna look cool. Like, and you got people on the street. It's so authentic. It has this energy to it. It's just like one of my favorite places to be in the whole world.
Incredible. Look, are you here both days, or today and tomorrow?
Just today.
Just today. Listen, guys, if you can, I would suggest meeting her at her booth, because she doesn't do a ton of conventions. Look at all these people, by the way.
I know, everybody's kind of come see me after.
It's amazing. But look, I think this is going to do it for us, but you can meet Krysten at her booth today, just today only. Get some stuff signed. Ask your fan questions to her there at the booth. But thank you guys, LA, for joining us this morning.
Thank you guys. So many of you. I'm going to do a video for my Instagram. Hi, everybody. Whoop, whoop.
Hi, this is Maisie Richardson-Sellers, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be a legend and hit that like button, and most importantly, have fun and follow your fandom.